Vehicle specifications and trims. Premium FWD 3645. Standard features. Power liftgate, LED headlights, dual wireless phone chargers, 10-way power driver's seat, leather-wrapped steering wheel, 14-inch infotainment screen, 7-inch digital gauge cluster. Drivetrain FWD only. Note, Subaru Forester Premium is AWD standard. Range up to 300 miles. Sport AWD 41245. Price increase $4,800 over FWD model. Reason for cost. EV AWD requires additional motors, a shocks complexity compared to mechanical. ICE AWD, usually $2,000 upgrade. GT AWD 45245. Status top tier trim. Upgrades, panoramic glass roof, ventilated front seats, Harman Kardon sound system, 20-inch wheels. Options, two-tone finish, $970. Competitive landscape, price and features. Internal competition. Subaru Forester Premium, $34,135. Cheaper and includes AWD, but is ICE. ICE FWD rivals, base comparisons. Kia Sportage EX FWD, 27. $31,935, significant undercut. Ford Escape ST-Line FWD, 2026. $32,690. Chevrolet Equinox LT FWD 2026, $34,995, cheapest but lacks tariff. Toyota RAV4 FWD Hybrid 26, $36,150, closest rival in price. Tech. AWD rivals, sport trim comparisons. Toyota RAV4 XSE Hybrid AWD, $43,695. Uncharted is $2,400 cheaper. Kia Sportage SX Prestige AWD, $39,535. Chevrolet Equinox Active AWD, $37,395. Ford Escape Platinum AWD, $39,435. High-end rivals, GT trim comparisons. Toyota RAV4 Limited, $44,750. Kia Sportage X Pro Prestige, $41,035. Ford Escape ST-Line Elite, $4,430. Chevrolet Equinox RS AWD, $37,395. 3. Economics and ownership. Tariffs. Uncharted suffers a 15%. Tariff due to Japanese assembly import, unlike US-based Ford Chevy. Running costs. EV advantage and no oil changes. Lower fuel cost. Charging versus $50 gas fill-ups. Charging. Battery, 74.7 kilowatt pack. Tech, NACS equipped. Speed, 150 kilowatt max rate. 1080% in 28 minutes. Range comparison. The Gap, Uncharted, and 300 miles. ICE rivals. For 400 plus miles. Ford Escape FWD hits 444 miles. Sportage AWD 372 miles. The 2026 Subaru Uncharted review. Subaru's electric gamble. Is price parity finally here? The narrative surrounding electric vehicles is shifting. For years, the primary hurdle was range anxiety, the fear of being stranded without a charge. As battery technology improves, that fear is receding, replaced by a more pragmatic concern, sticker shock. Enter the 2026 Subaru Uncharted, a compact electric SUV that attempts to solve the pricing puzzle. With a starting MSRP of just $36,445 for the premium FWD model, the Subaru is not just dipping a toe into the EV waters. They are aggressively targeting the heart of the internal combustion market. The Uncharted Premium acts as the entry point, and while it isn't the absolute cheapest vehicle in the segment, it strikes a critical balance. At roughly $36,000, it sits tantalizingly close to the $34,835's Subaru Forester Premium, while the Forester offers standard all-wheel drive AWD compared to the Uncharted's front-wheel drive FWD layout. The price gap is narrow enough to tempt buyers into making the electric switch. The competition? ICE versus EV. When analyzing the landscape, the Uncharted holds its own against stalwarts of the compact SUV class. The 2026 Toyota RAV4 SE FWD Hybrid, for instance, starts at $36,150, nearly identical to the Subaru. However, value-oriented buyers might look toward the 2027 Kia Sportage EX FWD, $31,935, or the 2026 Chevrolet Equinox LT FWD, $34,995, both of which undercut the Subaru significantly. It is worth noting that the Uncharted's price tag includes a 15% tariff due to its Japanese assembly, a handicap domestic rivals like Ford and Chevy don't face. Despite this, Subaru justifies the premium with a robust standard feature set. The base Uncharted includes a powered liftgate, LED headlights, a massive 14-inch infotainment screen, and a leather-wrapped steering wheel. Luxuries often relegated to higher trims and competitors like the Equinox. The AWD equation Subaru is synonymous with AWD, but electrifying all four wheels comes at a steep cost. Moving from the FWD Premium to the AWD Sport trim invites a $4,800 surcharge, pushing the price to $41,245. Unlike gas cars, where AWD is a simple mechanical add-on costing under $2,000, EVs require additional motors and complex power management. However, even at $41,245, the Uncharted Sport remains competitive. It undercuts the popular Toyota RAV4 XSE Hybrid AWD 4365 by over $2,000, while the Kia Sportage SX Prestige AWD 39535 and Ford Escape Platinum AWD 39435 are slightly cheaper. The gap is narrowing. Living with the Uncharted range remains the final frontier of comparison. The Uncharted FWD offers a respectable 300 miles per charge. While sufficient for most, it lags behind the 400-plus mile range typical of gas-powered rivals like the Ford Escape or Kia Sportage. However, the trade-off comes in long-term savings. The 74.7 kilowatt battery eliminates oil changes and drastically reduces fueling costs. With NACS compatibility and 150 kilo fast charging capable of a 10-80% top-up in 28 minutes, the Uncharted makes a compelling case for those who can charge at home, signaling that for many American families, the electric future is no longer a luxury. It's a logical financial next step. The State of the Electric Union, a deep dive into the 2026 Subaru. Uncharted and the quest for affordability. Executive summary, the parity threshold. The automotive industry has spent the last decade chasing a singular, elusive metric, price parity. For the electric vehicle, EV revolution to truly take hold of the mass market, an EV must cost roughly the same as its gasoline-powered equivalent without asking the consumer to make significant compromises in utility or comfort. The 2026 Subaru Uncharted represents one of the industry's most significant attempts to cross this threshold. By positioning a competently equipped, all-electric compact SUV in the mid-$30,000 range, Subaru is challenging the dominance of the internal combustion engine, IC, in one of the most competitive segments in America. Section 1, the product positioning. The entry point. Uncharted Premium FWD. The 2026 Subaru Uncharted lineup begins with the Premium FWD, priced at $36,445. This pricing strategy is deliberate. It places the vehicle within striking distance of the average transaction price for a new compact SUV, normalizing the idea of buying electric. To understand the value proposition, one must look at Subaru's own showroom. The Subaru Forester Premium, a gas-powered staple of the brand, retails for $34,835. The delta between the two is roughly $600. Historically, the EV Premium has been anywhere from $5,000 to $10. Shrinking this gap to under $2,000 is a psychological victory for the automaker. However, there is a mechanical trade-off. The Forester comes standard with Subaru's legendary symmetrical all-wheel drive, whereas the base Uncharted is front-wheel drive only. Standard equipment has a differentiator. To soften the blow of the FWD drivetrain and the price premium, Subaru has loaded the Uncharted with features that are often optional on rivals. Technology, a standard 14-inch infotainment screen and 7-inch digital gauge cluster dominate the cabin, offering a tech-forward experience that feels significantly more modern than the base. Trims of legacy ICE vehicles. Comfort and convenience, dual wireless phone chargers, a 10-way power driver's seat, and a power lift gate are included. Aesthetics. LED headlights and a leather-wrapped steering wheel add a touch of premium feel that prevents the base model from feeling basic. Section 2, the competitive landscape. The compact SUV segment is a shark tank. To survive, the Uncharted must battle not just other EVs, but established hybrids and pure ICE vehicles are the FWD battlefield. When comparing FWD to FWD, the Uncharted faces stiff price competition. The budget kings. The 2026 Chevrolet Equinox LT FWD starts at a remarkably low $34,995, and the 2027 Kia Sportage EX FWD comes in at $31,935. These vehicles undercut the Subaru by $4,500 to $6,000. For budget-conscious buyers, this gap is significant. The hybrid benchmark. The 2026 Toyota RAV4 SE FWD. Hybrid is perhaps the most direct comparison. At $36,150, it is virtually identical in price to the Uncharted. This creates a fascinating consumer choice. Do you buy the Toyota for its hybrid flexibility and range, or the Subaru for its full electric powertrain and lower operating costs? The tariff factor, a crucial element of the Uncharted's pricing structure, is the 15% tariff applied to it because it is assembled in Japan and imported. Domestic rivals like the Ford Escape ST-Line FWD, $32,690, and the Chevy Equinox avoid this tax, allowing them to offer lower MSRPs or higher profit margins. If Subaru were to localize production to the US, the Uncharted could theoretically undercut the RAV4 Hybrid, changing the market dynamic entirely. 2. The AWD challenge. For many Subaru loyalists, AWD is non-negotiable. Here, the physics of EVs complicate the economics. Adding AWD to an ICE vehicle usually involves a drive shaft and a differential, a mechanical upgrade costing $500 to $2,000. In an EV, AWD usually requires a second electric motor on the rear axle, along with upgraded inverters and software. The cost. This complexity results in a $4,800 price hike for the Uncharted pushing the Sport AWD trim to $41,245. The comparison. Despite the jump, the Uncharted Sport remains competitive. Subaru Uncharted Sport AWD $41,245. Toyota RAV4 XSE Hybrid AWD $43,675. Kia Sportage SX Prestige AWD $39,535. Ford Escape Platinum AWD $39,435. Chevrolet Equinox Active AWD $37,395. While the Equinox and Sportage offer cheaper AWD packages, the Uncharted manages to stay cheaper than the segment-leading RAV4 Hybrid. This is a critical win for Subaru, positioning the Uncharted as a smart middle choice, more premium than the Chevy, but more affordable than the Toyota. 3. The premium tier Uncharted GT. At the top of the lineup sits the GT AWD, priced at $45,245. This trim targets the near luxury buyer. Features. It adds a panoramic glass roof, ventilated front seats, a Harman Kardon sound system, and 20-inch wheels. A two-tone paint finish is available for $970. Rivals. It competes well against the Toyota RAV4 Limited. $44,750, essentially matching it dollar for dollar. Section 3, range, charging, and the practical reality. The range gap 1 area where ICE vehicles still hold a decisive advantage is range. Subaru Uncharted FWD at 300 miles. ICE average at 400 plus miles. Ford Escape FWD 444 miles. The road trip factor is where ICE's hybrid SUVs like the RAV4 Hybrid shine, offering over 400 miles of range and 5-minute refuel times. Charging logistics. To counter the range deficit, Subaru leans on infrastructure and long-term costs. Battery tech. The Uncharted utilizes a 74.7 kilowatt battery pack. Charging speed. It supports DC, fast charging up to 150 kilowatt. This allows for a 10% to 80% charge in roughly 28 minutes. While not industry-leading, some rivals hit 350 kilowatt, it is respectable for the class. NACS integration. The mention of NACS, North American Charging Standard, indicates Subaru's alignment with the Tesla supercharger network, drastically improving the ownership experience by granting access to the most reliable charging network in the US. Section 4, the total cost of ownership, TCO. The sticker price is only half the story. The 2026 Uncharted's strongest argument is found in the years after purchase. Fuel versus electron. Filling a gas SUV costs roughly $50. Charging the Uncharted at home might cost $10-15, depending on local electricity rates. Over 5 years, this delta can save the owner thousands of dollars. Maintenance. The elimination of oil changes, transmission fluid flushes, and spark plug replacements significantly lowers the maintenance burden. The verdict. While the upfront cost of the Uncharted, specifically the AWD trims, may be $2,000 to $4,000, higher than some domestic ICE rivals, the TCO break-even point is likely reached within 3-4 years of ownership. Conclusion, a calculated step forward. The 2026 Subaru Uncharted is not a revolution in battery technology or performance. It is a revolution in positioning. By pricing the vehicle within the sweet spot of $36,000, $45,000, Subaru has removed the financial excuse for avoiding EVs. It is not without its flaws. The FWD base model alienates AWD purists, and the range still trails gas rivals by a margin. However, for the suburban family with a garage charger, the Uncharted offers a premium experience, lower running costs, and a price tag that finally looks normal. If this is the future of the electric compact SUV, the future looks accessible.